Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back, and it's AFTERBUZZ TV here on a Sunday night. We are talking Walking Dead, and what an episode it was. What did it take to get Negan knocked out in the backseat of a car? What did it take to get Maggie to fully take control of the hilltop? And what the hell is going to go on now that Derrial and Dwight have like a whole thing going on? We can't wait to talk to you guys about it. We'll see you guys in just one quick second.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
They're laughing because they were clowning me. What's up?
I was not.
We're hyped now. We're hyped now.
Look, man, you gotta get hyped if you're gonna talk about The Walking Dead. Are you kidding me? Would you rather I was like, hey guys, what's going on? It's The
You're
Walking
never
Dead.
like that.
No,
I
you're
love
never
it.
like that. And the fans would get mad if you did that.
Yeah.
Always, man, hype. It's my middle name.
Yeah.
Hashtag hype for middle
Ben
name.
Hype
I like
Bateman.
that. Ben
I like
Hypeman.
that.
Yeah,
Ben Hypeman.
Hypeman?
Ben Hypeman.
Okay. We're off the rails. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the show. Welcome to The Walking Dead after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. It's Sunday night. We're in the middle of season 8, the back half. This is the 4th episode titled Key. We got 4 episodes left after this one, and the tables are finally turning on our boy Negan. So there's a whole hell of a lot to break down. The boys are back in town, which is exciting. Just like the old Thin Lizzy song. So let's talk about our initial reactions to the episode. I want to start with the cheerleader, the Walking Dead hype man himself, Mr. DC.
I mean, like, do we get an introduction tonight, or
introduce yourself. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do it. This is Derrial Christon.
I mean, like, do I get like
No,
what
do
do
me
I
now.
get tonight? This is my man Timmy right here.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so what's the question?
I want to know your initial reaction to the episode. Just shot out of a cannon. What do we got?
I mean, are you gonna make fun of me when I say it? Like,
The answer is yes, no matter what. So you may as well
yes.
just go. For
Yeah.
it.
So the episode was great.
Yeah.
Right. But there was a moment at the beginning that I did lose contact with the episode.
And what he means is,
By contact, I mean I fell asleep for like 10 minutes.
let me just paint the picture for everybody
It's
listening.
been a long week.
Because I
Sorry,
think this
guys.
is
Don't
better.
hate me.
Funniest thing
So
ever.
the way that the studio here is laid out, you walk in, it's a long hallway, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically like 8 of these little bar tables. So the bar tables have stools. They're like bar stools.
Yeah.
Each one has a screen. You're watching the episode like you're sitting at like a little cocktail table. Then on the other side, you know, it's this narrow hallway. You've got all the studios we film in, and then at the far end, you have like a kitchen and a whole engine area. So this is not like Derrial leaning on the back of a couch. He's literally sitting on a chair without a back. He's on a stool that he can't lean back on. And Tim and I look over while something's happening, and Daryl's eyes are closed, and it was kind of like, I looked at Tim and I was like, is this, and he's like laughing, and Daryl's, he's like, you couldn't have been asleep for longer than 30 seconds because you
It was
did the
30
thing,
seconds. It was
your
30
body
seconds.
started to lean to the side, and it was like,
And your
if
mouth
we
was like
don't-
slightly
yeah,
open.
it's like, if we don't wake him up, he's going to fall off the
Oh
chair.
my god. I'm so sorry. I'm so
I
sorry.
was dying.
So there
Definitely
you
a
go.
highlight of my week.
Yeah, is it super hot in here? Do you guys
Dalton,
feel
No, I'm freezing.
Dalton,
Really?
thank you for
Yeah.
telling us we're the
Oh.
best panel. I'm sorry, I had a moment, and I've never fallen asleep on any effing Walking Dead panel. But
it was
tonight,
pretty
it's been
good.
a long weekend, guys. Like,
Hey.
I'm sorry.
St.
Like,
Patty's
it's been a
Day
long-
was yesterday.
St.
You're
Patty's, I drank a
forgiven.
lot. I'm
Went
gonna
hard.
be honest.
You're
I
forgiven.
drank a lot yesterday.
Yep.
All right, and just carried over.
Hey, no judgment.
being honest.
I hope that people enjoyed the story as
I'm
much
not a
as
player.
I
I
did.
just drink a lot.
love that story.
So anyway, guys, that aside, the 30 seconds or so that you missed,
Yes.
which we rewound by the way because you fell asleep.
They
What,
did.
what did you? I mean, so you thought the episode was great. So you would give this episode out of 10 right out the gate a what?
No, I'm not gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give it like a 6.5.
Okay, so above average, but not into the crazy good range.
Yeah, because later on, I feel like later on in the episode, I got into what the entire episode was really about.
Yeah.
you
All
know,
right. Cool.
Outside of my falling asleep.
You're right. I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10 because
Yeah,
really?
because I'm genuinely excited about where the show is going. We're actually seeing not the light at the end of the tunnel, but it was definitely
Oh, you're really hype about this.
I'm
today.
really excited about. I really liked
You
it.
see
Not,
this energy
not
right now?
only am
Yeah.
I excited about the actress that plays Georgie, but I'm also excited about the way that the show is taking a turn. I'm really excited to meet these new people. I'm
Yeah.
excited to know that these people aren't going to be, dickheads. I want them to be cool. I want them to be, an ally to Rick's group.
Yeah, there was some really interesting stuff that happened in this episode. There's a lot to break down. Ebony Morissette agrees 6.5. Javi Quintanilla says 7 out of 10. I would probably say I'm in the high 7s on this one. I was pretty engaged.
High 7s.
Yeah, like
That's,
7, 8
really
maybe.
aggressive.
7.8 kind of a thing. Well, my feeling was that there was some setup that we've seen kind of a lot. Wow, people are loving the ratings. There was
my
some
God, I love
setup that we got for a while that finally in this episode it started to feel like it was paying off. Like,
Yeah.
not like we got to the end of the tunnel on any of these relationships, but things like what was going to happen when Dwight went back to the Saviors, for instance, or like what was going to happen when Simon finally, you know, showed his hand and made a move, or what would happen when Negan found out that he'd been betrayed, or when would we finally meet a new group of people that felt like we were going to steer the show in a direction we didn't know from the comic books.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
spoiler alert, guys, you know, we talk about comic book stuff at the end for just a minute. We try to not reference it during the show, so we will actually in this episode talk about that because I think it's pretty relevant.
It is relevant.
But yeah, I think this episode was pretty cool. I was confused by the end of it, not because it was bad, but because I don't know where we're going. And
that's a good thing.
But
It
do we
is.
ever really know where we're going in this show? Let's be honest about this.
the comics,
I mean, come on.
the comic books make it easier to predict,
Right.
And they've actually been like relying on that for a while.
Yeah, but that's true and not true. Because they only
True.
take a portion of the comic books to reveal certain things on the show.
Yeah, it's true. So all right,
I'm not fighting with you, Ben. I'm just saying.
all good, all good.
And I'm happy that you're back in the suit, but I'm just saying.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I wish I wore a suit actually tonight.
You usually do.
No, I know, but I need to step up my game.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm never wearing a suit.
Yeah,
Just so
alright.
we're clear, guys.
No, but I mean, like, it was a good episode, but I just feel like still like.
Yeah, I get you.
You know.
We're going to break it all down. So,
Yeah.
all right. That's the initial reactions, guys. If you want to follow along in the conversation, we have a live chat. You can jump in there. We have it up on the screen. We can see it, so we'll be talking about that. I said we just kind of jump in piece by piece. So why don't we start out with what's going on with this character, Georgie, that shows up? I think that's probably a pretty interesting place to start.
Okay.
Mystery character. By the way.
A mystery character. So we see in the distance from the hilltop, basically like a hanging bag of some kind that has like a white letter in it. And they go out to get it, and it has instructions. It's like 4 crates. Trade us your records, and we'll give you, you know, a gift or something. And they all have this discussion of, you know, what do we do? And we meet these characters. Georgie, who's, you know, joined by Hilda and Midge. Was it 3 women?
Yes.
Did you? It was 3
Yes.
women.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I'm glad that you brought up because initially I thought that it was people from Oceanside. I
Yeah.
thought that Oceanside had a new leader because they are
Yeah.
predominantly women. So I was like, okay, maybe it's a new leader. Maybe somebody took over Cindy's role,
Right.
Because she wasn't able to do it, and I thought there was going to be drama there. But then come to find out, no, this is a completely different group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting, and the interaction was okay. So it's a great question mark for me, but I also agree with Enid and the attitude, which is nobody would survive this long living this way. So it's unrealistic based on the number of characters that we've met in this show that you could have that like well groomed of a seersucker jacket and like just be clean
It was
and white.
Houndstooth. Thank
Okay,
you.
houndstooth. Yeah, it wasn't seersucker, right?
Oh, Houndstooth. We got very specific.
You'd be so clean, and you'd have like they just seemed like too well kept to be believably like on their own. So they're either part of a much larger community somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I just don't really know yet. That was a big question mark for me.
I'm sorry, I got to throw this out there.
Yeah.
All right. So, do we believe that Enid is that tough right now? You know what I mean? Like, she's becoming hardcore.
They're trying to give her an arc. I mean,
like,
that's
Yeah.
happening.
But do you believe it? Do you like accept it?
I believe it right now because of the fact
What
that
happened
she
to
lost
Carl?
Carl, right? And what she said in the end. I think that she is angered, and that anger is fueling her hardcoreness right now.
Okay.
Like in terms of what she said in the end, she said, "I killed somebody and I'm alive, and Carl saved somebody and he's dead." So she's dealing with a lot of stuff right now. So I can understand why her anger is making her so hardcore. So I believe it.
Sylvia
Okay.
B says seersucker / linen blend jacket. Thanks for the shout out, Sylvia.
Thank you, Sylvia
Yeah.
B.
I thought it was
in the house.
houndstooth, but I'm gonna still
Go ahead,
say it's
Sylvia B. I
houndstooth,
see you.
Sylvia B. Why don't you go to Fit'em, Sylvia B? Because clearly I can't.
If you were gonna name,
Seersuckers, that's like famous.
if you were
right
gonna like start a trendy restaurant, would you
Yes.
call it Houndstooth or would you call it Seersucker? Which is a better name for a
there.
restaurant?
Houndstooth.
Thank you.
I would do Houndstooth.
The
Yeah.
Houndstooth.
Yes.
There's a
It sounds like a
Houndstooth.
badass like dive rock and roll bar.
There's a Houndstooth
Wait,
pub
I
in
think so.
Manhattan
Yeah,
that
it
I've been
sounds
to.
like
But
Yeah.
Cindy Taylor said this episode was definitely much better than last week's, and I agree with you, Cindy.
Yes.
By the way,
That's what
I
we
agree.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so as far as the stuff with Georgie goes, yeah, it's somebody in here just suggested that maybe it had to do with the helicopter that we saw a few couple episodes ago. Yeah, maybe
point.
that's
Yeah.
that's their community, but again, getting back to Enid, you know, they're making a real push to establish her character like one way or another. You know, she's a lot less sort of like
Timid?
yeah, timid, and she was pretty apathetic for a while. So a lot of this episode, the whole theme of it was like, you know, if you risk something for something, you'll die, right?
Sure.
And if you risk something for something, you'll live. Like, but which side of it do you stand on, right? That's kind of the whole idea. Like Michonne is like, you
Right.
know, if Carl was brave, he got us a doctor.
Yes.
And she's like, Carl was brave, he died.
Right.
And so I think that that's kind of what we're supposed to think about. Yeah, here we go. Javi Quintanilla says, and Carl's death is confirming to her what type of person she has to be. Carl's death, I think, confirms for a lot of these characters, like they're supposed to believe something about the future based on that death.
Well, I'm gonna agree with Michonne in this instance because I feel like Rick went off on the deep end and was like, I have to kill, and that's not what Carl wanted. Whereas Michonne has more of an even ground or an even middle ground where she's like, yes, we have to fight to survive right now, but there has to be something after. So it can't just be fighting.
Right.
Which is what I like about Michonne. And I love that she pointed out that she disagreed with Rick once before, and she was right. And I love that that's how she convinced Maggie.
Right.
Because, I mean, Maggie is becoming the new Rick, and I want to see kind of where that goes. And I love that this was a predominantly female, like, who run the world,
it was female
like,
strong.
girls.
It was
like,
female strong.
I was all about
Beyonce
it.
would be proud.
Oh, yeah.
In this episode.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it was just like dudes like punching each other, and then
Yeah.
it was like all of the actually organized stuff was women.
Right. That's
Yeah.
like pretty much society.
But I kind of agree with Ebony Morissette. She said, I want to punch Enid in the face every episode, even the episodes she's not in. I kind of agree with her, though. I'm with you on that, Ebony.
I missed you responding last week to Gabriel all week, which I'm sure was just a treat.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
All that was
Sorry.
delightful.
Oh, it was
But,
great.
you know, the fans understood what I was saying. I'm not a
Yeah.
hater. I just
hate it. Yeah,
I just hate a lot.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
hate
know.
a lot, I'm sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, on Gabriel. No. Yeah, it's all good.
Here's my thing with Georgie, and the actress that plays her is Jane Atkinson. And the only reason I'm a little bit worried about her, and I might be jumping into a little bit of prediction, but she's already got 2 shows under her belt. She's got House of Cards and she's got Madam Secretary. So I
at you
don't
knowing
think,
her-
I know,
her
I love her.
resume.
I don't know why I
Damn.
love her, but I love her.
Talking about Georgie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that she's going to be staying on for very long because she's got 2 other shows, but we'll see. I do hope that she has an arc in the show because I'm immediately attracted to her. I like her character.
Why do you like her?
I don't know. She's just really organized. She seems like she would be the governor, but not like a sociopathic, crazy governor. She seems like a very organized governor.
You like her better than what was? I'm so drawn a blank right now. She became a walker.
Who ran Alexandria?
Yeah. What's her name?
I know who you're talking about.
Who ran Alexandria? You guys tell us who ran Alexandria, who became a walker.
Then I can't think of the Deanna.
Deanna. I was
Thank
like,
you,
is it Deborah?
Javi. Thank you, Javi.
It's Deanna.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know her as well as a character yet, but what I did like about her,
I liked her better though.
there was a surrealist quality to her showing up that reminds me of like a David Lynch movie or something.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I
it's
give
like
you that.
it's kind of like that a little bit like sci-fi horror thing where you're like, what is going on? Like that's just such a strange.
Sure.
Where'd you come from? How are you so clean? How are you
Yeah.
showing up? What's next? Like, and that's cool because the question mark like that's always good. So.
Yeah.
And that arc ends with Maggie deciding to let them go, give them the records, and at that point, Georgie is like, you know what? It's a barter. It's not a gift. When I come back, Hilda and Midge are gonna want cheeses, pickles. Use these plans that I'm giving you, windmills, silos, all these things. And she says,
Sure.
I'm giving you this gift. It's setting up a future. They're
Yeah.
starting to plant the seeds for seasons 9 and 10 of this show. The show,
Yeah.
again, I'm just gonna say it right now, based on all the articles I'm reading. Everything predictive. This show's not going to go past 10 seasons. It
You don't think so?
probably won't go to 10. It'll probably end after next season. That's my guess.
Okay.
I think they're going to cancel it. I think we're going to get one renewal, and unless the ratings spike drastically, I think season 9's the end. So they're planting seeds, knowing that there's a chance, right? Like
Yeah.
that you need to be able to build a silo and a windmill and all
Right.
these things. if
Are you
want.
upset about that?
I wonder if It's hard to know.
I mean, be honest.
I was like fatigued with this show.
Yeah.
I'm like getting back into it, this back half a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this episode and 2 episodes ago, they're good examples of like the kind of things I wanted more from in this show.
Me too. Yeah.
But I think what's really interesting, and Timothy and I talked about this a lot the first and second week, while you were doing things that were far too cool for this panel.
Of course.
Wow.
We talked
wow,
a
way to
lot.
call me out. Okay.
We talked a lot about the fact that.
Netflix will pick it up, Eric.
Okay, so Sydney Taylor says, I do believe the show only gets to 10 seasons. What's crazy is like only 10? Like when a show makes it 10 seasons ever, it's so difficult to maintain quality.
course.
I agree.
Yes.
So because
What's your storyline after that?
because what you do with a television show is like we have to make you pay attention to something that seems like it wouldn't happen to you in your regular life, or if it was happening, it would be fantastical enough to keep you interested.
Right.
Sure,
So the premise
absolutely.
starts and it just heightens and it heightens and it
Sure.
heightens. If you do that for 8 years, it starts to really be like, what do you do next?
Of course.
And I don't know how many other places this character is going to be able to take. I just don't know where else the show's going to be able to go, which is
Right.
why I say I think 10 seasons is the max. So I think it's interesting Georgie showing them those plans. Like, this is either setting up the walk into the sunset moment where you see like the working Cylon windmill in the last episode, like, oh, the future's bright. We're running the show like real people now. And maybe this is planting the seeds for that future that we're going to end the show on.
Here's my thing. I mean, anytime we talk about the end of The Walking Dead, it's like any kind of show that you've invested years of your life into. Any kind of talk about it ending is just heartbreaking. And it's we can't unrealistically say that the show's going to last forever because no show does. I do agree with you, Ben. I think that this might be just setting up for the future and just a good way to write off the show. But just, I mean, as a hardcore Walking Dead fan, you don't really want to talk about the end. It's just, you just don't.
It's hard to imagine it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine them actually putting us in a place where it felt like it was justified for it to end story-wise.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the comic book is still being written as we speak, so.
Right.
I got to throw this in. So Trinity Boy, just my dude, Trinity Boy 27, he said Game of Thrones only gets 8 episodes with less than, only
gets seasons with less episodes per season.
So I feel you. I'm actually with Trinity Boy. And then Anthony Iannuzzi said the ratings may be dipping, but it isn't.
It's still one of the most watched TV shows.
It's still one of the watched TV shows. It is. But just because you get seasons doesn't mean it's a great show.
It'll be fascinating to see what AMC does.
You know what I mean? Like, because keep the viewers intrigued.
Look, if just because it has the lowest rating since season 1 or 2, if it's still getting 7 million viewers, that's like still 5 times as many viewers as most TV shows right now.
Absolutely.
Right. And
for
like I
sure.
said,
I'm not trying to take that away from them.
totally.
You know what I mean?
And like I said before, we can go into next season and it could be the best season of all of them. I mean, that's happened in shows before where they've had some slow seasons and then all of a sudden it's an amazing season.
So let's move on to what we're the rest of the episode. You know, all the Dwight and Simon stuff. In fact, I think before we do...
Yes, we do have a word from our sponsors, if you will. If you guys want to have fun, learn, and grow in all areas of your life, for those who do, we've got a podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos, Podcast Edition, is hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of life, from health and wellness to career and relationships, finances, and more. Let our Maria be the big sister that you've never had. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know it was her AfterBuzzers who sent you to her. Conversations with Maria Menounos, Podcast Edition, drops every Friday. Check it out, guys.
All right,
Eric
so
Cervantes says Maria.
Sorry, guys, I gotta throw this in there.
Yeah.
So that's my girl. So Maria, I co-host her show sometimes. So you got to check this shit out. Like, I'm just giving he did a great job, but I just gotta say, Maria brings it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys, like a lot of people we talk about on these shows, Maria has them on her network and on her serious show. So we got to support her.
And if you can't get enough of our host Derrial, then he
He's
co-hosts
on
with
there.
her.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
there
do
you go.
co-host with her, but I don't want you guys to just see me. But whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Simon and Dwight, because this is really cool. And
It's about to turn dangerous.
And
I'm telling you.
And this segues nicely into Rick and Negan. So Simon and Dwight, we have now seen the small turn, Simon's turn beginning, which is interesting. And it's actually one of the best parts of the show recently to be able to watch, because you're like, okay, finally somebody is kind of calling it like it is. Like, this guy's crazy, and I'm going to oppose this guy. I don't necessarily agree with him.
But is Simon crazy, or is he just so dedicated?
He's frustrated. Simon's frustrated.
He needs some other things going on.
Yeah, where at the same time now, Dwight, he's back. He's pulling the double, the triple cross.
Yes.
Because now he's back in with the Saviors, but he has to pretend like he's not. And Simon doesn't know that. So he's this whole time we thought that maybe, just maybe, the girl who hasn't been back yet, who saw Dwight, and she's going to come back guaranteed.
Of course.
That's
For
obviously
sure.
going to happen.
Absolutely.
They're just waiting to pull that one for us.
Sure.
But
Yes.
Simon is confiding in Dwight. Hey, I want to take out the big man. I want to move on. I don't like the way he's running things. What do you think? And Dwight's just, it's such an interesting position for him.
Yeah.
He's like, what is he thinking? So here's my question. With Simon, it feels like the way he's acting, it's too obvious. But that's because we know.
What do you mean by that?
He's so obviously double-crossing Negan. He's so obviously selling him out.
Yes. Absolutely.
And it's just too obvious for me. It feels like, and I think some of the Saviors can tell. I think you can see it. But do you feel like, okay, so Ebony Morissette, I feel like Simon is right, but the way he's doing things is dumb. Totally. Do you think that if you didn't know, if let's say you jumped into this episode, you hadn't seen any of the previous ones, first episode of Walking Dead you were watching, you'd be aware of how much Simon wants to kill Negan? Do you think you would just know that by the way he was acting before he says it to Dwight?
You go first.
I don't know. I feel like he's doing an interesting job at putting his toe in the water and seeing where it lands, but at the same time, he is kind of laying all his cards out there for Dwight.
Right.
And I just go back to Simon and Negan's relationship, and I felt in the past that Simon was deathly afraid of Negan, and for somebody to be deathly afraid of somebody and then just freely talking about double-crossing them,
Yeah.
it just doesn't bode well with me. It just doesn't seem smart.
Yeah, well, it seems like a very drastic turn, his level of confidence to do it. But I guess, the toothpaste is out of the tube. He killed everybody. He killed all of the scavengers. So now he's like, I'm eventually going to get caught for this.
Well, here's my thing. I think that honestly, like in the bigger picture, Simon's gonna have a big problem with Negan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like they're gonna butt heads because I feel like they're setting that up for us because we've seen Simon like really get frustrated with Negan and some of the rulings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Simon knows that he's really wants to be the leader.
Yeah.
But he can't because of Negan, and I don't know. Honestly, like if I had to look at leaders, I'd rather see Simon as a leader than Negan. I'm sorry, guys.
Really surprised that you said that because I was literally about to say,
guys.
in terms of Negan and Simon, at least Negan has this crazy idea in his head that he's saving people and has some kind of, I don't know, filter or stopping moment, whereas Simon does not have that. He just goes balls to the wall and he wants to kill everybody.
I like hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Like.
You wouldn't like hardcore if you were in the group that he was opposing. Like, he would be like, oh, we're going to kill all of you just because you said no one time.
To me, he's starting to get a little loose. That's what I'm saying.
See, the one thing about Negan is
I hear you, Timmy, but I'm just saying.
They're still making it clear to us that Negan is more of an anti-hero and Simon is just a villain. Like they're still making it a really strong play that there is some part of Negan that is like a more admirable person, whereas like Simon is just like, I want to kill them all and move on. Whereas,
I don't think Simon's afraid of Negan. Actually, I think that Simon's waiting for his opportunity to actually take over.
I think he's done it. I mean, that's what's happening.
So
like
it's slowly but sure. Yeah.
I guess it was a little less direct because he said he still might come back, and they basically just didn't look for him.
Right.
Yeah.
But also now, so Dwight's got some extra bullets in his gun now because now he's seen Simon do this. So it's like Dwight can pull the quadruple cross now on Simon back to Negan fakely, so he's still with the good guys.
But do we trust Simon? Do you trust Simon? We had this conversation last week.
Of course
but do
not.
you trust Simon?
Definitely not.
Whose side do you think Simon's on?
His
honestly?
own. Simon or Dwight?
Simon.
Simon's on his own side. He's not on Negan's side.
And Dwight.
Dwight, I think, is on Rick's side. I think he's with the good guys.
Genuinely, you really?
I believe Dwight is. Yeah, I don't think he wants to be back with the Saviors. I guess it's interesting to think about like if Negan was dead, how would Dwight feel about the Saviors? Because maybe the Saviors should be run differently.
Sure.
And at that point, it wouldn't feel like he was working for Negan anymore. But I still feel like the remains of the way that the Saviors act would all just be there from the way that Negan had trained all these people.
I completely agree with you. I think that Dwight has a personal vendetta against Negan, not so much as the Saviors. Negan was the one that stole his wife. Negan was the one that burned his face. Negan was the one that pretty much destroyed his life, and then wants him to bow down to him. So I think it's more of a problem with Negan than it is with the Saviors as a whole.
But do you think that Dwight would kill kill Negan?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
I also am like,
wow.
I want I'm still like, and I've said this so many times.
Wow.
I want Dwight and Sherry back together so hard.
Right?
Get over that shit.
I want it to. She'll show up and it'll be so good. You agree with me?
I do. I want her to like come back and be like this badass woman who's been surviving all by herself. Maybe she's in this new group. I mean, we can talk about it in predictions, but you never know what can happen. Sherry might just make a cameo back.
There's basically no chance that Sherry's still alive. Like unless she like
dead.
She like learned to do something crazy.
I feel like she's dead.
You never know, Dario. You never know.
Dead,
Come on.
Timmy, she's dead.
No, she was badass enough to like leave Negan, and that's just a ballsy move in and of itself.
How much of the episode did you guys spend tonight thinking at one point or another you were gonna get the like Dwight pulls a gun and blows Simon's head off moment?
I didn't think that was gonna happen. I actually feel like this is a setup for Negan's demise. Honestly, that's what I felt like.
I agree with you.
I feel like we're seeing now. We've seen him in so many episodes. I feel like tonight we're seeing like the gradual demise of Negan.
Yes, I think that I love this episode because you could see Dwight's wheels turning in every camera shot on his face. He is literally collecting all the bones. He's collecting all these cards that Simon is laying down and trying to figure out where the smartest move would be for him to play.
What's his plan that he can't get caught?
Right. So I don't think that he would just openly blow off Simon's head as much as he would want to. I think he's really trying to figure out how is he going to protect Rick's group, because I do believe that he's 100% with them, and how is he supposed to get information back to them without giving away his position.
It's all that's going to happen is for a second it's going to look like it's going in the direction where Dwight's on top, and then that chick's going to come back whose name I can't think of.
Laura or Lauren.
And his whole plan's going to be smoked.
But here's what I like. J-Red 11X said, "Do you think The Walking Dead refers to the humans or the zombies?" That's a great fucking question.
I think
Excuse my English.
I think they've already covered that when a few seasons ago when Rick said, we are the Walking Dead. I think it is humans now that are the Walking Dead.
I think it's more humans than zombies at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
So for you, J-Red. So J-Red.
It's a good question.
Yeah,
Good question.
It's a good question.
Big shout. All right, so they go and Dwight has this dramatic moment where he flicks the cigarette and the car goes up in flames. The cool moments. I don't know if that really works in real life. I feel like it doesn't actually work in real life.
It was cool in the show though.
Yeah, it looked good.
Honestly.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so now let's talk a little bit more about the Rick Negan fight.
Yeah.
So Rick just goes ham. He drives him off the road, drives Negan into his house, steals Lucille. Once again, fires an enormous number of bullets out of a machine gun at Negan, doesn't ever hit him.
Ever.
Luckily, as Negan runs into the building, he's reloading his clip, uses all the bullets in his gun, somehow manages to not kill Negan.
Somehow. Or even hit him. I think that's the one thing about this episode that I could probably disagree with, is the fact that he was literally just going balls to the wall about shooting all of his ammo, and I'm like, you're not going to have any once you actually go face to face. And what happens? He didn't have any when they went face to face.
He's just he just opens fire, walking towards the car.
Well, at first I thought he was just trying to get walkers to come and surround the car. I thought that's what, and then they went into the building, and I was like, okay, well, I guess that plan's a bust. So why'd you waste all your ammo?
Well, you wonder, okay, if you have all the bullets in your gun, you wait, you start to flank the car, you kind of go around to the side, you're waiting to see if you see Negan, and then maybe if you're just rounding the car, you don't quite see him, maybe then you open fire so that if he is hiding just behind the corner, he can't pop out on you. Maybe that's what you do, but it's he just wasted so many bullets. So this big fight happens, and it was interesting because the way that Rick is torn. Yeah, okay, so here we go. So I'm an activity. This is horrible, lazy writing on this episode, just like season 7 and 8. I'm calling it quits on this show. Yes, some people definitely are frustrated in that regard.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if I would go quite that far, but I definitely, some of the stuff is annoying. This section of the show was definitely frustrating because there was an obvious parallel between this scene and the opening episode, the one where Glenn's head gets bashed in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in that episode, Rick's in the mist or whatever, and Negan's taunting him, and he's saying, you're going to work for me, Rick. Rick's kind of doing the same thing to Negan, right?
Yes.
He's kind of taunting him. You couldn't save anybody. You can't even save Lucille.
Yeah.
Lights it on fire. And then after the fight, who does Negan end up in the car with?
Oh my gosh, that moment.
Jadis.
Oh, Jada's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no more.
You're probably asleep.
You're
It's okay.
That's when I fell asleep. Sorry, that's when I fell asleep. Sorry.
But no
Sorry,
more.
guys.
But no more Jadis in Dominatrix. This is just Jadis in
did you find that weird?
a brightly colored top and a gun.
Was that weird
Like,
to you?
Mom
That she was dressed
Jadis.
normally.
No, that he was in the car with her.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a great turn.
You didn't see that.
Did you?
No,
Well,
because
no,
I was a little
so.
frustrated with that whole fight scene because I was like, if Negan winds up getting the bat back, I'm gonna be really pissed because how do you get the bat back? B, when Negan fell from that ledge, I was like, how are you not hurt?
Yeah.
How is your leg not all fucked up because you just fell from a ledge into
totally.
a basement,
Yep.
and then you had this entire fight with all these walkers around and you were never hurt. So I was like, if he just walks out and gets to his group, I'm gonna be really upset. So I was thoroughly shocked when he ended up in the car with Jadis.
I'm with P. Bass. P. Bass said Lucille is hot. I'm with you on that. Lucille is really the champion of the show. Right now.
That's
Let's be
fair.
honest.
It's a fair point, dude.
Yeah.
It's a fair point.
I'm just saying she's hot and sexy.
So the Jadis moment was that's a big turn.
Lucille gives me wood.
Listen, you don't know.
You like that? I was a little late, but I liked it.
That's clever.
You don't know what's happening right now.
I don't understand how Rick could get a hold of the bat, swing it that many
I don't
times.
understand
It's
that.
burning.
Yeah.
Right.
Never hit Negan once. Just
That's true.
just crazy.
But that's the land of the Walking Dead, though.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest.
You
Ben,
can't
come
admit
on.
you can't admit that
Ben,
it
come
looked
on.
cool though. It looked cool.
The flaming bat?
Yeah.
100%.
And the flaming walkers, I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm also pretty sure the flames on the bat would have just 100%.
gone out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that's never mind. Fake barf.
So I like I'm a activity.
I'm an
Inactivity.
activity.
I'm activity.
Yes.
She said, or he or she said, apparently leather jackets make you invincible to hit with the bat.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I agree,
here's my thing
kinda.
with that. I actually didn't see that moment. I thought that it was a walker that was on fire that got hit with the bat.
Me too.
That had a leather jacket on. I didn't think that it was Negan. I don't think Negan.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
rewatch
if
it.
I agree with you there.
I don't think that it was Negan who got hit with the bat.
I mean, they always set it up in a weird way. So
Can we talk a little bit about just like jumping away from this for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
The savage gore of that initial gut scene.
Oh yeah.
I
Wow.
loved it though. You know, I love a lot of guts.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was like,
I like guts.
just like the stomach of the walker pulling open. And
I kind of love that though.
Oh God.
Really, Ben? You don't like that? I feel like you would love that
It's
shit.
a lot.
I mean,
There's a lot of guts.
There's
a
a
lot.
there's a gore element to this show that I like, and there's also a gore element to this show that I'm just like, ooh, this is too much.
Really?
It's too much for me.
I love bring the gore on.
I get a little
More
squeamish.
gore, I get happy.
All right, so
right.
You're
the-
just morbid. You're just so
I know.
morbid.
I'm so morbid. Don't let this pretty face fool you.
No,
I'm
no, it
really-
does not at
I'm
all.
really morbid.
last section of the show that I want to make sure we talk about is the Derrial and Rick conversation that
I
happens
love
at the
that. I
beginning.
actually loved it.
Yeah, it was actually one of the best moments in the episode, I thought.
Yeah.
I hadn't realized that they really hadn't sorted their shit out since Derrial had tried to break open
let's
the...
be honest.
Yeah.
Like Daryl hasn't seen Rick in a while.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if we look at the time span, he hasn't seen Rick in a while.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about the fact that, like, all right, so in real life, if you talked the way that some TV characters talk, like at the volume they talk, people would always be like, what? Can you speak up, please? But, like, if you're in a TV show,
Kinda like you and
in a
me,
movie,
Ben.
yeah, like, if I could talk to you guys like
Yeah.
this all the time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Ben, stop
Yeah.
smoking.
Like Ben, I was like Ben, say it louder.
I'm just like, guys, what happened on the episode tonight? That ain't right. It's like, but it's like I'm not mic'd
I
up
love
in your
that.
ears. There's
Actually, I
no
love
way
that.
you'd be able to hear me. I just like think about that sometimes. Like, God, some people it's so sweet, so cool,
Yeah.
so cool. Anyway, but so he says that. He
Oh
says,
wow. Ooh.
Oh, what happened?
Ooh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
what?
I had to see the AMA activity said, and not to mention, do we just forget that Maggie is pregnant or will we have her child in season 65?
Well, don't forget. I mean, I feel like
Damn.
because it's been so many
65,
episodes
really?
that we think that there has been months that have gone
This
by,
is all
but I don't
happening
think
in like a couple weeks, I
Literally,
think.
I think it's only
Yeah.
been less than a month.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a few weeks
It's a
since.
few
I
weeks.
think
Yeah.
it's been a few weeks since Glenn, honestly.
Yeah,
Right?
Really?
Since Glenn
I would
died?
say maybe a little longer than that.
Maybe a month?
I'd say like a couple months.
Am I
I'd say
wrong?
like 2 or 3
Yeah.
months, but women don't start
No,
showing until
yeah.
they're like 4 or 5
Yeah.
months
Got it.
pregnant. Especially with the situation and the stuff that Maggie's dealing with the stress. I'm sure she's probably not going to gain that much weight.
Maggie has only been pregnant for a month, if that says just foolish. Yeah, it does. I mean, we've talked about the timeline of the show before and how hard to follow it is. That's not something that's easy for them to like really fix or solve.
Sure.
So
Right.
I don't really
Right.
know.
Sure.
There's a better answer for that. But I did really like the Derrial and Rick conversation.
I did too.
There was
Me
just
too.
there was just a couple really good moments there where I think like, you know, them talking about it and you know, Rick saying, I'm sorry, you know, thank you for getting him here. Derrial saying he's sorry. And then there's another good conversation that happens between Maggie and Rosita. This is one of the best moments in the episode, I thought, where she looks over and she says, like, you know, do you think he's past it? Or do you think
Yeah.
he's... And she's like, you know, are you? And it's
Yeah,
like,
she did.
yeah, how are you ever supposed to? I mean, how are you really ever supposed to get past that sort of stuff?
I think I always love when they put in perspective, how close these people are, because Daryl and Rick are essentially
I mean,
like brothers.
every day.
Yeah. And I feel like
You're fighting zombies.
I know, and you've literally gone through the end of the world together, and you've lost so many people, and that's what I loved about the Rosita and the Maggie conversation, is that I love it when they put in perspective how much of a loss these people have suffered. Like, Maggie has lost Glenn, Rosita's lost Abraham, Rick has lost Carl. Like, I kind of forgot about Abraham and the relationship that him and Rosita had. And I love it when they bring us back to that, because it's like a wake-up call. It's like a water in your face. It's like, oh, right, I forgot about that.
I'm
It's like,
sorry, I have to say this, and you guys are going to get mad at me, and maybe the fans will too. I actually thought Maggie looked weak in this episode. Like, weak.
You like physically, or you like her decisions?
Just
she
like
made?
her decision making was like weak tonight.
You didn't think she was like up to snuff as a
I
leader?
didn't believe it. I'm sorry, and I'm so sorry, guys. If you
no,
guys,
that's your opinion. That's your
my
opinion. I disagree
you
with
know,
your opinion, but
I think she seemed weak tonight.
I disagree.
And I always love her, but she
Yeah.
seemed weak to me tonight. It's like, maybe it's the pregnancy, I don't know, but
Don't
like,
say. Oh my god, the female fans are gonna jump down your throat right now.
No, I'm
Maybe
not
it's
saying.
because she's on her Period. I mean, come on. It's
No, I'm
literally
saying like
just-
I love her, but
No, I think that I think when
actually, RPD.
Thinks
I
Daryl
wish
has
I did.
vodka in his coffee cup?
Actually, I wish I did.
I
don't,
don't.
but I wish I do.
because then I would smell like it. Just kidding. I think that when it comes to a good leader, you have to find an even balance between being hardcore and compromising. So I feel like if that's what she was doing in this episode. She was compromising.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh, did you just brush me off?
Okay.
It's your opinion.
I didn't think she looked weak. I just think that, Daryl was pretty much asleep during her strongest moments. So
Wait, are you really like trying to go
Thank you.
against me
See,
right
Ben
now?
has
You
my
and
back.
Timmy?
At least
Like,
somebody
really?
has
no, I'm
me.
just
has
shading
my
you for a
back.
second.
Really?
I'm just shading you for a second.
Ben, really? Ben, we could go back.
No, I thought she was fine.
No, I'm joking. It's fine. I take the criticism.
Do you
It's fine.
forget how big of a crush Ben has on
I
his
know.
character? He follows her on
Lauren,
Instagram.
I don't follow her. I
get it.
follow
I
Cohen
get it.
Beauty.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to clarify
specific
that
Lauren
again?
Cohen
Oh
fan
my
account.
God. Okay.
And I don't even follow it. It's just on my frequently looked at pages.
Wait,
That's even
Mike
worse.
Bronx. I agree. I'm gonna get like hate mail
You
for
are.
sure. But I love this show. So by the way, so just like
Yeah.
kill the hate.
So I think that pretty much covers everything major that happened in the episode. There was definitely a confrontation moment between Michonne, Enid, and Maggie.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of an interesting moment. It's kind of, like Michonne was Carl's best friend, so she's still holding to this idea
Sure.
that Carl's belief of what could be and what was right is what they should be doing. Enid's much more on the side of, basically if you're weak, you die.
Yeah.
And Maggie's caught somewhere between trying to decide what to do and how to handle it.
Right. I think that Enid's opinion is completely invalid when it comes to Michonne because Michonne's been there since not day one, but she's been there a lot longer than
Sure.
Enid has. And for Enid to even come out of her face at Michonne, I completely agree with Michonne's reaction being like, step off. Because no,
off,
you just
B.
don't do it.
Yeah, she's like, get out of my face.
You're literally a child speaking to an adult. Like,
Yeah.
that's not.
Yeah, I know. They're working really hard to make Enid, seem like she's one of the big kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's gonna pretty much wrap up.
Well, I did have a question for you
Did
guys.
we actually even talk about the episode?
We did. It was a great
Did
episode.
we?
Did
we
wanna-
talk about the episode?
I do want to ask you about that last moment between Jadis and Negan. Do
Yeah.
we think, because I brought this up in previous episodes,
Okay.
how I thought Jadis was going to be so angry with Rick in the way that he treated her and,
Yeah.
and kind of leaving her there. Do we think that she's going to team up with Negan, or do you think that she's so pissed at Negan do you think Negan's going to, like, team up with Jadis because now he knows that Simon killed all of her people? Do you think he's going to be, like, sorry about
I
it?
definitely think we should talk about it in predictions.
Okay, yeah,
which is
perfect,
right
yeah,
where I
yeah.
was going.
Great. See?
Right now.
I got you.
Sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
Now,
I wanted to read something.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
You talking about the ABC thing?
yeah, from
Yeah.
Sydney.
We talked about it last week, or the 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you trying to play me? Again?
We're saying
wanna
that
tra- you wanna trade
We're saying
cups?
that you're two episodes ago. That's what we're saying.
So that's a good question
Yeah.
because it's one of the most interesting things to think about is
That's
what. Sorry, we're giving Derrial too hard of a time tonight.
Yeah, it's about like hating on Daryl tonight, apparently.
So
It really is, though.
So I really do think that that's an interesting question because I started thinking to myself, what is Jadis going to do with Negan? What is her best play? Like, she's angry and she wants revenge, but that would be against Simon.
Yeah.
Right.
She knows that she's angry at Rick for leaving her behind.
Sure.
But she's going to want to curry favor with someone. So
Yeah.
who is, and why is Negan still alive? Because he's a bartering chip with someone.
Right.
So I believe she's going to go and she's going to try to get something from Rick. Maybe it's an apology to Rick, and that's what she's going to try to trade. I'm not sure. The question is, who do you guys think that Jadis is taking Negan to?
I just thought it was weird that she was actually in the car with like Negan. I'll be honest with you, like it threw me
Yeah.
off.
I don't
Like that's really weird to me.
think she's taking him anywhere. I
think-
think she's
yeah.
taking him for herself right now, and then is going
Do
to
you
see
think she
where.
wants to lay with Negan now?
No. Oh
I
no,
don't
she
think
would
she
never.
does.
I feel like
No.
she.
I think
wanted
she's
to lay
like
with
playing
Rick.
I think she's playing the cards. Like I would do.
right,
I would
yeah.
play the fucking cards.
I feel like if
She's banging
Jadis
this.
slept with Negan, that would just take away her badass card for me. I think that's.
Sydney Taylor. She's going to lay with him.
Sydney
No.
Taylor. Sydney,
No,
I'm with
Sydney
you, girl.
Taylor, no.
She's going to lay with.
She's
with
not.
him.
Why would you ever lay with somebody who literally killed all of your people?
Because you
that
lay with the
think
champion.
Killed all your people.
You lay with the person you think is going to win.
No, she's not going to have sex with him.
Okay.
Ever.
Well, I'm not saying she's going to F him.
Don't
What do
Say
you
it.
think lay with him means?
I will say the word fuck him, but
Wow.
I'm just saying that she's just
If Negan could do it, we could do it.
Welcome to Walking Dead After Dark. Jeez.
Jesus. After dark. After
Really
dark.
think that she's? Oh my! What? No, it was not a black joke.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
So okay, so
I
so
made it a black.
that's the first sort of piece of predictions. I think the second piece of prediction here has got to be what's going to happen now that Simon has basically said, you know, we're going to massacre everybody at Hilltop, and that appears to be the plot line of the next episode.
Yeah.
How's that going to break down? And where's Negan going to play into it? Where's
Okay.
Dwight going to play into it?
See,
What's
Sydney
your-
agrees. See, Sydney Taylor, I love you, girl.
There you go. There you go.
I'm with you, girl. I got you. I got
Follow
your
him on
back.
Twitter at
Follow me on
Derrial
Twitter.
Christon.
There you go. Yeah, and tweet at him, DM him, slide into those DMs, Sydney.
Yeah, no, don't do that. 'cause I got
don't
the
do
church
that.
ladies.
Okay,
Sorry.
church ladies. Oh my gosh. I feel like I want more from the. Do you guys know the short-haired girl that's in Negan's group? They kept showing her tonight, and
Yeah,
I'm
she had,
thoroughly
like, a bandana?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
thoroughly
yeah.
intrigued by
What's her name?
I don't know. But I'm thoroughly intrigued by her, and I want to see if she can kind of see through what Simon is saying. And I wonder if she's gonna form her own like faction inside of Negan's group and be like, no, we have to stay to what Negan actually wanted and not what Simon wanted.
Everybody says that's Arat. I thought Arat was somebody else.
I thought Arat died.
Yeah, I know. That must be
over
Arat.
at
That must be Arat.
Okay, we'll call her Arat. I like her. I like Arat.
I don't know. Is it all right?
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna
I
call
mean,
her.
we've yeah. So,
All right.
yeah. Well, I mean, D, what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think that?
Hey, Sydney, I see you.
He's
I
all
see
about
you.
the
I love you
comments right
too.
now. He
Sorry,
really
I'm all
is.
about the comments. Hey, girl.
What do you think's gonna happen on this this attack on Hilltop? This attack on Hilltop. What's gonna happen?
You made it so weird. You made it so weird.
You kissed into the microphone.
Only to Sydney Taylor, by the way.
Okay.
I actually think that it's going to be a change of what she does to. You're making me laugh. You stop
Okay,
right
okay,
now.
I'll stop.
All right. So
I just want to know if you think like, is it gonna be a massacre? People gonna die? Like,
okay, here's the thing. I think that Negan, what we saw is he's going to be messed up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But sure, but that's happening, and so Jada still have Negan. I'm saying like,
I think Jadis is not a fan of Negan's. That's what I'm saying.
okay,
It's
fair
going
enough.
to change. Stop laughing at me.
Okay.
asshole.
I think my prediction is that
We're not friends tonight, by the way, guys.
I think that my prediction is that we're gonna have this massacre on Hilltop, and I think that Dwight somewhere along the way is gonna pick his moment.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Dwight, really?
He's gonna pick his moment, but I think he's afraid of showing what side he's on.
So sorry, Dwight's going to be on what side?
Well, I think he is gonna be on the side of the Hilltop, but I think he's gonna go into the massacre like he's on board with the plan, because I don't think he's gonna be able to find a way to derail that plan without really
Yeah.
giving up his position.
Okay.
So I think they're gonna get into this massacre, and he's gonna have to show in that moment, you know, turn on somebody. Maybe he kills Simon in that moment, in that massacre. I don't know if Simon's gonna live that much longer.
I think Negan's going to escape. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, people will. Okay, yeah, I'm an activity says people will die. Negan escapes. That's
Oh, I didn't
literally
see
all
that.
that's going to
See,
happen.
I
I
didn't see that.
guarantee it. LOL.
You guys, Negan literally cannot escape another time if this gets to a head.
Yeah, but I'm tired.
There's 4 episodes
Yeah, but
left.
there's
Something has to
something needs to
happen.
happen with him. I'm sorry. It's like we're at a place now where like, listen, let's be honest. Like something needs to happen to Negan.
I don't think he's going to escape. I think he's going to either get captured or he's going to die. That's my prediction.
I hope he dies.
Me
Is
too.
that wrong?
It'll be- if he
I'm sorry,
dies, it'll be
guys.
end
I'm
of the
sorry,
season.
guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So we got 4 episodes left before he dies. If he dies this season, I predicted last 2 weeks ago that he won't die this season. Somehow he'll end up surviving.
He won't die.
First of all, where can the people find you guys? Because I want to get to comic book
Yes,
predictions.
yes. Thank you guys for tuning in. The chat was awesome tonight. I am Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike.
Oh, you
DC.
can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, and I have a show on our Reels channel called Broken Famous. Check me out there.
That's for you,
Awesome.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for you, Sydney. You guys can find me at
you,
Ben Bateman
Sydney.
Media, Twitter, Instagram. Wednesdays on the
I did
Popcorn
that
Talk
on
Network
purpose.
doing Action Movie Anatomy. And I have a brand new show on Anchor.fm called Nerds and Suits Movies, where I review every single movie during the week before they drop. And I give you guys news every day. Follow that on Twitter, Nerds and Suits. Find me there.
And look at his face. I mean, come on. This is the most
It's
handsome guy. in
available everywhere. You can
sports.
find them on Spotify, you can iTunes, everywhere. If you just look up Nerds and Suits, it's available everywhere.
Everywhere.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up our episode, but we are going to take just a quick 90 seconds to talk comic book spoilers because they're particularly relevant in this episode.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, shit.
Spoiler alert.
If you don't want to know
right
anything
now.
about the comic book,
I'm on that.
zone out
I
now,
don't
tune
care.
out now,
Sometimes you need that
turn
night.
your schniz off, get rid of it. Let's talk comic books. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 spoilers.
Yay.
All right, so the plot line that happens after this part of the story in the comic
Yes.
book is we get the Whisperer storyline.
Yes.
Yes.
more and more I'm feeling like that's not going to happen.
No, I don't think so either. I think they would have at least hinted to it because every other villain in the past of other seasons, they've hinted to who the villain was going to be. And maybe because it's a new showrunner, they're not doing it. Maybe it's going to be like a shock.
Sure, right. I think the Georgie storyline is super, super interesting.
Yes.
Because like it's not in the comic from what I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
If it is, I don't remember. But it makes me feel like they're going to finally take us in a different direction. Like they're fully going to change. And if they do that, there's a part of me as a comic book fan that almost wonders if I'll like the show more. There's a part of me watching this that has gotten really bored by the fact that I kind of know all the beats already.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you say that because a lot of people are going over to Fear the Walking Dead, and the main reason why I've heard that is because they're not following a comic book, outline.
Story.
So maybe the Fear the Walking Dead showrunners realize, hey, maybe we need to steer away from the comic books a little bit, and maybe we'll get more viewers or something like that.
She is in the comic. Okay, so that says Dalton Farine. So if that happened, or maybe I'm like a year behind in the comic, so that could have already happened.
So am I.
You are. Really,
I am too, yeah.
You're like the master of comics.
I have the last year of books in my bag at home right now. I just haven't gotten to it.
Well, everyone wants to know your reveals of the comics, though. By the way.
Well, I'll read them all this week, then, so I can make sure. All right, guys, thank you so much. That's pretty much what we wanted to talk about. I predict Negan will make more sexual innuendos that are uncomfortable. That's a great comment. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Be here, same time, same place. Next week, the whole crew will be back again.
Yes.
Next week.
We're so excited.
All right, love you guys.
Bye, guys.
See y'all.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.